a feminist to me is a woman who is aware of the unfairness and the. Okay, let me start over. A woman that is aware of the unfairness and inequality to a woman to a man, and they have a strong belief in the feminist theory, and they're advocating for to have equality to men in like all aspects, like political, social, etc.
Can you repeat that? A woman that is aware of what?
I said a feminist is a person who's aware of the inequality.
Oh, a person.
What is this, an insight or a knowledge?
A person.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, he did. Where did you get that information? Where did you get that conclusion from? I'm like thinking maybe it could be in between both bubbles because he said a feminist to me, so that means he's drawing a conclusion. But a lot of the things he stated about feminist theory comes from a variety of sources. You can pick any number of them and cite evidence to show that it's like what knowledge it comes from. Your conclusion.
Do you not think the person
Aware of the inequality between the man and woman. Society.
I really like that definition.
Can you repeat that definition?
A person who is unaware.
A person
Who is aware?
who is aware.
Oh yeah, who is aware of the inequality between men and women.
And this is feminist.
What is it?
Inequality.
So to that point, who can be a feminist?
Me, anybody.
I feel that it could be a little more specific. Isn't this a person that's like, you said, a person that is aware? Because they could be aware of it but not do anything about it and ignore the situation. I think a feminist is somebody who acts on the situation, somebody who takes action on, like, after they notice the inequality. So if they're like somebody who's like going, like doing something, actually taking action, that's more of a feminist.
There's like 10 questions up there.
To answer the next question, it says is feminism still relevant and why? Of course, to me, it's still relevant because even today, like when I was doing research about the third wave of feminism, they said like they didn't have a specific date when it ended, like they put till present. So I feel like it's still a problem that we still face, but it's like it's reaching more to the equality side, but it's still not 100% equal.
So I disagree because I feel like I compared it to slavery. How we ended like racism, whatever, but it still happened. So I feel like it's not gonna be 100% of women gaining the equality like men.
So, but you disagree with me, so you're saying it's not relevant?
You think it's not relevant?
Like you understand what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is like you see how black and white still like there's still racism happening. It's like men and women is not gonna get the same like the 100% equality. Even though slavery ended and they have an amendment saying like you can't be racist to a gender or a race.
Well, it's not saying you can't be. That's the problem. When they make stuff like laws in politics, when they put politics and stuff like that in it, and it has to do with a system that was built to keep those people down, I think honestly you have to expect that there's going to be some sort of loophole within these policies. So I feel like it's not totally irrelevant, but I think I see what you're trying to say. Like it's kind of like it's pointless in a way. but I think that is still relevant. I can't remember what I said. Did I write this again? Oh yeah, here. I said that without feminism or like even racism, advocating for social, political, and economic equality to men, and it causes regression in women's progress back to a state of inferior to men. So if we're not at least advocating that we deserve these rights and we deserve fair treatment and equity, then they're gonna notice that, and they're gonna keep us pushing us back into regression, where eventually we'll go back to a state where we were before we started getting these things.
Can you highlight, star, circle, bold what you just read from your notes, because we have to go back to that again tomorrow. That, the connection between that and the text we're gonna read.
And Dr. Maka brought up a point about how she doesn't think like gender equality is 100% possible, and it said it in the anticipation guide. And I put that I do believe that it is possible, but it most likely won't happen in this lifetime, because although we have more people rising up against the feminism, for feminism, there's still like very small-minded people who believe that we still live in a patriarchal world.
To add on to what Josh is saying, like, I actually don't like, I disagree with the statement or whatever, but
What statement?
that the same statement that gender equality become 100% possible.
So you
Where's
don't
that
think
statement?
it's possible?
Because it's kind of like what Fatima was saying with how, like, I don't think feminism is pointless. I do think that with feminism, it kind of reminds people that, you know, people are still trying to fight for women's rights, and like there are people out there who, you know, do believe that equality should, you know, be present. So I think feminism is kind of just like a gesture of like the fact that women is not giving up and like letting in to like men being dominant over them. But I don't think that it will be 100% possible, because simple fact, like, I feel like it goes back to like tradition and like what was happening many years ago, like how like gender roles have been giving like starting from like years ago. So it's kind of gonna be hard to like go against that tradition and like make it equal between men and women, because people were taught that from like when they were younger, and like it goes back to like our ancestors of like what women should do and who women should be, and what men should do and what job they should have in their roles. So it's kind of like it's gonna be hard to kind of change that tradition all of a something, especially since it's been going on for like many years. So like, that'll be difficult.
I agree because I agree because I feel like I said the same thing during the seminar that we had during Black History Month, that I feel like it's not worth like it's pointless, because I feel like blacks and whites are just like not meant to be together, because like it's been like this for so long. So it's like we just not like I feel like we just not meant to be together. Like,
Can you elaborate?
So, yeah, what is the solution?
oh, it's like the same thing. It's like, I
Do
feel
you
like
think that men and women are supposed to be together?
no, that's different.
No, it's
So-
not.
Because okay, how long have we been since racism is still has finished, but it's still happening?
We invented race.
Exactly.
What?
Just like how
Society invented race.
Race? We invented
We
race?
invented it. There is nothing in your DNA, like there's no gene that's different than I have. Like there's no racial.
Yes. Okay, you believe that, but a white like Donald Trump don't believe that.
Right, well,
So
That's his.
well, yes, that's true.
That's Donald Trump. That's how you got
no, I'm so
Ignorance is bliss, I suppose.
exactly. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's been this long that that whites and black still haven't get along, and it's been this long that men still think they could dominate over women, what makes you think there's gonna be a change in 20 years? It's gonna be the same thing.
Well, I wonder what the first wave of feminism would say if they were able to meet some people from the third wave of feminism. would they even, what would be
What?
the reaction if
What
they were
is-
having a conversation
Progress.
together? I'm trying to draw out like a larger analogy,
Oh.
so,
Because I have a personal connection. My grandpa, he's old. He's like 70 something.
can you
And
pause your personal reaction for a second?
no, man, I want to finish it.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Like he feels like he be giving me $5 and he be giving Felix $7 because he's a boy and I'm a girl. What?
Okay, bringing it back to
Is
what
it
I
the
was
same
trying
thing?
to ask, I think. And this actually, I was gonna ask this before we went on this aside. When Samantha said that feminism is still important, I was thinking about which feminist wave is the most important, and I was thinking about like the first wave of feminism where women were finally given a voice in government, where they were finally afforded the right to vote. And if they were asked the question, is feminism relevant, what they would say.
They will say, yes, feminism is relevant.
Even though they made an improvement, it's just like how blacks and whites, it's like the same thing. We made an improvement how black people gained their rights and women gained right to vote. It's like it's a progress, but it's like they're not gonna meet the 100% of like equality.
That's what I'm
Understand
trying to say.
what I'm trying to say.
It kind of made me think real quick about, I don't want to go back to like the race issue because this is about feminism, but it kind of just made me think about how long time ago, we're not gonna get into like specific anything, but when I go to Martin Luther King or whatever, you know, like his speech and everything, and how, you know, he was very motivational and stuff, you know, during a time of racism and segregation. And then now, many years later, we had Obama, the first black president, right? So like, I feel like if you would think about that, like if you would go back and think about what you did back then, if it's relevant or made a change now, I feel like it would be like the answer would be yes, because you see how like that had impacted what happened now. So same thing, like the first way I feel like they would think women having a voice in politics actually impacted the work now, because
So is
even though things are still bad, like there was like little differences that were made. It's like the small differences.
So working to make a change now, we may not see it, but we
Yeah.
have to believe that
It's not
the
gonna be
future will
huge
carry it.
because you have to give it a lot of time, and then maybe even with a whole bunch of time, it's still not gonna be 100% like solved, but like it's those little changes
Exactly.
that like the past can make better for
Yes.
Like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
So,
People want to vote. People want Hillary Clinton to win because she's a woman. Like I disagree. Like she's not.
Great connection.
She's. Wait, let me finish my thought. She's not politically right to be the president, but some people just want her to win because they want her to be the first woman president. But it don't go like that.
I agree. I feel like people are so focused on making it seem like we've changed, even though it's like not. And I forgot who said it. I can't remember. Was it either you or Samantha? Well, one of you guys said something that made me think of how like affirmative action, because it not only does, some people always get confused. They're thinking that affirmative action only applies to people of color. It also does apply to women. It has a quota to women as well. So I feel like if the government is noticing that both the feminist party and the black activism party are both declining, and I feel like that's why affirmative action is on its way to being cut away. So I feel like that's what makes feminism important, because like if they're noticing that this is going down, they're gonna take the things away from us that we fought for in the past.
That would be a scary look. I don't think we have an official feminist party. It's more
No,
just
it's just like
They have
feminist
one
like group.
in Norway, where my sister lives, there's a feminist party. Fun fact. Ariana, you were raising your hand and you've been waiting patiently. Go ahead. Anything?
I was gonna go back to what Samantha said, but do we think that gender equality will ever be like 100%? I also feel that it won't, because there are gonna be like some people who take what they have now. Like there's gonna be some control everybody's like way of thinking, everybody's action. So it's never, you can't like force people to have like this. We cannot force people to have the same mindset that everybody should, and that women should be treated the same as men.
To respond to what she's saying, like I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like if little things are being made, then people are not gonna like, they're gonna notice the problem, but it's not gonna be like really convincing for them to be on that side or their opinion and view on the problem.
I want to ask, who was done?
I feel like if we have like a strong, confident leader, like for example, like Martin Luther King, like if you have that Martin Luther King as a feminist leader, then people, like if you point out the problems, the huge problems, and it's convincing and appealing to them, then they could join your side, and more progress could be made instead of like little problems being fixed, because then people are not gonna be like, they're gonna be discouraged, like, oh, we've done all of this, but nothing's being done. But if you attack the big problems, then that's gonna show more progress than you attacking the little problems.
I feel like that's also true, but there's definitely people out there who have like that certain mindset that like everything is wrong. Like to go to like pro-life and like pro-choice, like there's still people who think that it shouldn't be the woman's choice and that like killing is killing period. So because of issues like that, I feel like it won't like you can do as much as you can, but you still can't control the way people think. And alrighty then.
We have tackled the first red question, we've talked extensively about the first two blue bullet points.
I wanted to answer number 2. In the anticipation guide, the one that was like, oh, I believe that's closer to separate by women. This is like a question that I've been having to answer in like English classes since like 6th grade. I'm surprised that it's even still a question because like, alright, first of all, I disagree with the comment.
What question?
Yeah, can you bring us clearly
Anticipation guide.
from the homework, page 2, equality anticipation guide?
I was like, oh, I believe that we should be separated by women. I said, I disagree with this one because, like, I believe that if you're in a unisex school, it prepares you better for the future. When you grow up and whatever, and you pursue a career, you're not gonna only be working with male or working with female. Like, you will have to learn how to work with both gender and carry yourself in both gender. And I also feel like it reinforces gender inequality. Like, I feel like it reinforces those boundaries between male and female. Like, I could understand how separate schools can kind of better work for the student and like their needs, being a male or a female, but like that's only making the boundary even more stricter, where like how females should work and how males should work, and what's better for females and what's better for males. Like, who's it to say that a male wouldn't want to work in the same environment as a female? A female can't work in the same environment as a male. I feel like it's just teaching children that you're different from a male, and teaching a male like you're different from a female. This is why you're in separate schools. This is why you have to work different, because y'all don't work the same. Like, y'all can't see eye to eye. Like, you're not equal in what your needs are. So I feel like it's not really teaching younger kids what need to be taught, which is that males and females could be equal.
I want to answer number 3. I believe that it is more challenging to be a woman than a man. I mean, for that statement, I feel like it depends on what the situation is, because I feel like some women need to prove themselves. Like, some women feel like they need to prove themselves, like, to a man or something. And based on the society, I feel like it is kind of challenging to be a woman than a man, because um, for like a man, like I feel like it comes easy, and for a woman, like you have to work for it.
I disagree because society at the end of the day is still assigning gender roles to men and female, and men are not always gonna fulfill that role that they play. Like for example, you have to be like well built, muscular. You have to like be like well body shaped and like have to be dominant. But some men, young men, can't fulfill like if you take like a skinny person or a skinny male, they don't feel like they're not living up, like they're not a man if they don't live up to that role. So
I wanna go back to what Samantha said earlier about how in school you said like how in school that they're like both genders are still boundaries. You said like in schools like how our schools so there's both boys and girls.
No, I would say like if we do have separate schools like for gender, basically it would set more boundaries, like showing that like male and female is not the same.
You said very well that it would reinforce the boundaries. Which is well said.
I agree with what I'm saying, but I also feel like there's boundaries still in schools, like like I feel like I've heard like plenty of times in classrooms like that schools they support rape culture, meaning like women can wear certain things and men can't. Like women, like to think about in school, if like a girl comes in professionally dressed, like if she wants to wear something spaghetti strap, she has to wear something covering her shoulders because it will be like considered inappropriate. And I feel like I've seen like even posts and stuff about that even on the internet, saying that like why is it that we teach females that it's not okay to dress how they want um or act a certain way, but we don't teach men that it's not okay to react on certain things that women do, or to teach men that or to teach boys that it's if that works.
The image that I said Misfits, an image that I saw on Facebook. It says, we teach females how to be like to be redhead like Rihanna, or shave like their head bald like Amber Rose, and to teach them how to be like Nicki Minaj. And it says schools doesn't teach. I mean, they don't teach how to be successful in school or in college. As education.
What does it teach?
Like basically role models. They teach them how to be like females or whatever, like how to be a female, instead of like teaching them how to become successful in life.
I think it depends on what role model. Because someone like Michelle Obama, for example, I looked at as a role model.
She wasn't taking time.
Teaches you how to be.
I lost track.
Right, to be continued.